216 Creator Studios, your gateway to professional podcasting. Whether you're a seasoned podcaster or just starting, 216 Creator Studios offers state-of-the-art podcast studios designed to meet all your recording needs. From crystal clear audio quality to a comfortable creative space, we've got you covered. With fully equipped rooms, expert support, and flexible booking options, you can focus on what matters most, your content. Join us and bring your voice to life in the best environment for podcast creation. 216 Creator Studios is here to help you create something extraordinary.
Anderson Humane. And we're a different kind of humane. We love caring for animals. Every year, we find loving homes for more than 4,000 homeless pets and provide care for more than 3,000 injured and orphaned wild animals. We believe these are the right things to do, but not all there is to do. In our decades of caring for animals, we discovered a fundamental human truth. Animals and people are better together. Animals give us someone to care for, make us laugh, keep us moving, provide comfort in tough times. Animals meet our basic human need for love and connection. At Anderson Humane, we champion the human-animal connection in big and small ways every day. We introduce people to the joy of animals. We help all people afford a pet. We keep pets and people together. We instill an appreciation for all species. We bring the healing presence of animals to people who need it most. We do all of this because we love animals and what they bring to our lives. Animals make us better people, and better people form better communities and build a better world. Anderson Humane puts the human into the humane society because we're passionate about the human-animal connection. That may make us a different kind of humane. We wouldn't have it any other way. Anderson Humane, bringing people and animals together for good.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Cappuccino behind the screen with Auntie Carol today. Hey, listen, if you like what you see here today, go to that old Google box, click on YouTube, 216 Creator Studios. Make sure you hit that live tab, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you ding that bell for future notifications. We do appreciate the support. One of my favorite people here, Nicole Schuma, Paws Podcast, everybody. Nicole, take a bow. You are crushing it out there, doing all the stuff that you do with your superhero outfit on, saving animals, one animal at a time. It is difficult feeding them. You have a house full of cats right now.
Yeah.
And my allergies are already acting up just thinking about it. So what do we got today? Looks like we got some great guests going on here. So today is a very special one.
Yes, very special. This is, first of all, I would just want to say that why I just want to keep continuing doing these podcasts is to feature people that do outstanding things for the animal community as far as their pets, the pet owners, and the care and the pride and how they make you feel about fostering and being involved in programs like this. And that's one of the things that I love about Dr. K is that when we first started doing this and we took chances like with the one eye and then butterscotch and all of that stuff. I mean, I don't think if me and my husband would have had your support, we would have made it through that stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's a team effort. I mean, we couldn't save animals without fosters, and you can't foster animals if we don't help save them. So I think it's a team effort.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, your personality and the whole, I don't know, you're just you have a lot of love and warmth
Thank you.
that I feel from you when I'm with my fosters and I'm worried about them and like, oh my God, can we do this? Can we take care of a one-eyed cat? We did.
Yeah, of course you did.
It was a little scary.
Yeah.
If I don't know, can you throw up
Which one are we putting up?
I don't know what I labeled it as,
Are we
but
doing
is
the
the cat?
cats?
Yeah, the cat with the cone on its head.
Yep. So let's get there. There we go.
This one here. So me and Scott were afraid
Yeah.
that what if
do you-
something bad happened?
Yeah.
Is this the one that's in your intro, isn't it?
Uh,
You saw it in the intro?
yes, this one is in my intro.
Yep.
Yes, because it was one of my very first fosters that had a eye
An
removed.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's scary when it's something new that you don't know about. And I feel like part of my job is to educate and empower fosters and owners to take the best care that they can of their animals. And the more you know, the more comfortable you're going to be taking on some of these different cases or animals with special needs.
Right. The next one is if you could do one picture of one of the orange kitten. That's Butterscotch, and we had to have him put to sleep.
Yeah, I remember.
Don't say that. That is way too cute to put to sleep.
Well, we tried everything
Yeah.
to save him.
What was
Yeah.
wrong with Butterscotch?
I'm trying to remember now.
It was his digestive tract.
Yeah.
And then we would get him to go potty, and then he couldn't go potty.
Yeah.
And then we tried this additive, and then we tried this food.
Yeah, so
and
that we thought he had a birth defect with his intestines or colon. That it's hard to do testing on little tiny babies. So we never got an actual diagnosis, but we tried everything we could think of to help him.
now there is one where he's a little older. So I want you to measure how long that keep going, orange. It should be
This is what you get.
right there.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you're a foster people that has kittens to that, that's a long time to have him and
Yeah.
dedicate to trying
Yes,
saving
absolutely.
him.
Yes.
And we did that.
you did everything.
That we wanted
Yep.
to give him a fair shot at life.
Yep.
And we would have kept him because, well, we were used to the
Right.
whole regiment. But
Right. He wasn't
yeah,
comfortable.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was starting to be more.
Well,
Probably
listen,
hurting
as cute
him.
as it is, sometimes the suffering's not worth it.
Right.
Exactly.
So, and I
Yep.
say that very sadly, due to the fact of I've had to put down animals
Yeah.
that you want them to be in your life.
Of course.
and You do everything under your power to try to make them comfortable. But if you can't, you're doing them a favor.
Absolutely.
by letting them.
Yes,
Absolutely.
know.
yes.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
hats off to you, Doc. I'm sure you go through and you see this quite a bit where you have to give that news, right?
Yeah, less now than in previous jobs. But yeah, it does happen. And everybody that is involved in veterinary medicine, fostering, rescue, we all love animals and we get into it to save animals. And then when we can't, and we do make that decision that it's in their best interest that we let them go so they're not suffering, it's still really hard and it still sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does very much because he was, oh, I don't know, just I think a couple days old maybe when I got him,
Yeah,
and then
he was a tiny
so
baby.
yeah, so he was bottle fed, and then you don't really see this until they're
Till
a
they get a little
couple
bit
weeks older,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, then you get into saving mode, survival,
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, I don't want to. It's not. You're not killing it. You're.
It feels, I think in some ways it feels like a failure.
Yes,
When we
maybe
can't
that's the word.
save them.
Yeah.
And when we come against those limitations that we have as human beings, that we can't fix everything, and when we get into it to save everything and we can't save them, it feels a bit like a failure.
Yeah.
And in addition to going through grieving because you love these animals, we love them like they're our own when
Yes.
we're taking care of them. So you're grieving, and then you feel like you weren't doing your job.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better?
Yeah. And we go through that too in the, on the veterinary side of it and the medical team. Every time we don't get an outcome that we want, we still look and like, okay, well, what could we have done differently? What did we miss? What should we have done? And I think it's natural to do that when you're taking care of other things or people. You want to look for a reason for it. You want an explanation for it. And as hard as it is, I think that if you did not question what happened, if you didn't try to learn from that experience or look and say, well, what could I have done different or better? And you're just like, oh, well, that's the way it is. Then I think you should probably get out of taking care of animals.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Room for improvement is
Absolutely.
the education of failure is an education in itself.
Yeah.
On how to better it. I mean, listen, in reality though, everything's got a shelf life.
Yep.
People, animals, we're all visiting the blueberry, right? And a great mindset and perspective. Butterscotch got to experience something, and it was love and caring, and you set it free. Due to the fact of it would be miserable.
Oh yes.
otherwise
Yeah.
Until it went off on its own, right? And died on its own.
And sometimes in rescue and fostering, unfortunately, because we get sick, injured, neglected animals, sometimes the best you can do for them is give them love and warmth for a few days.
Absolutely.
And that's better than anything that they've had before.
Right.
And that's sometimes the best you can do, is as much as we wish we could do, everything. But
For them. Yeah.
yeah.
Now I'm a big baby. I watch the YouTube a little bit of the dogs with the sad music, and they're on the street. The person that takes it to the vet, and then the transformation, and then the love that comes at the end, and then it's thicker and fatter and healthier and everything else. And then I cry like a little baby. And it just, my heart bleeds for that. Doc, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
So you see those things on YouTube. Do you get a lot of those that sad start and help to accomplish the finish line there?
Yeah, we get quite a few. We have animals that have been neglected, have not received the care that they should have. We get animals, dogs that have never been in a house before, and they're afraid to be in a house because they don't know what that's like. We've got dogs that don't know what toys are. We've got cats that have never not had to fight for their food. And we do see animals that are skinny, have been starved, that have injuries that haven't been taken care of. And unfortunately, that's just the reality of the world, and working in rescues, you do see stuff like that. That's one of the reasons why I don't watch those videos, because I will cry at them as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you see it in real life, you're like, I don't need to see it on video.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
imagine.
But yeah, I mean, I would say it's not a daily or maybe even weekly occurrence for us. So we're lucky. Depending on where you're at, if you're closer to, downtown Chicago, whatever, you may see more of that kind of stuff, depending on the socioeconomics and the culture of where you're at. So I think we're lucky that we don't have to deal with more of that, but it absolutely does happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was checking you out and stuff, and it says that you were in a private practice for 8 years.
Yeah. So after vet school, I was a partner in a 2-hospital veterinary practice, general practice, for 8 years. And then decided it wasn't for me. And I joined a multi-specialty referral hospital and worked in emergency and critical care for about 15 years.
Oh, wow.
And then about 3.5 years ago, I joined Anderson.
Okay. Actually, me and you almost joined
At the
Anderson
same
at
time.
the same time.
Yeah.
So we've been
Yep.
together since
grown
your
up
start.
together.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am so glad that you're here.
I'm glad I'm here too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, it can be challenging, but it's, I fostered puppies when I was working in emergency, and I probably fostered over 40 puppies, I think. And, so rescue, and obviously all my pets were rescues. They were broken in some way. That's what happens when you work in veterinary medicine or rescue, is you get the lemons.
Right.
And so rescue is always close to my heart. And I loved emergency critical care, but it's physically demanding, long hours, emotionally stressful. And so I needed a change. And the long story short, through my hairstylist, I found out that Anderson was hiring.
Oh.
And that's how I came to Anderson. And that's how I ended up where I am today. And I love it. It's good for my soul.
Yeah.
Even with the stress and the hard things that happen, I really feel like we're making a difference. And I'm just honored to be a part of that for these animals.
Oh, yes. I mean, making the difference is the key.
Yeah.
And loving what you do. And so your typical day, how does it usually start?
It kind of depends. I typically start there. I'm at the shelter for 3 days a week. I do surgery 1 day a week. We do have another veterinarian that works with us who does kind of the opposite of what I do. And I'm technically the director of veterinary medicine, which sounds a lot fancier than it is because I got that title when I was working by myself. Not that I don't appreciate it. And then I have an administrative day. So days when I'm at the shelter, we take care of the animals that are in the shelter, and that's both healthy animals that need an examination. We have every animal that comes through us gets an examination by one of our medical team, and we do all of their vaccines, all the medications that they need. We take care of the sick animals that are there, and we also see appointments. So as fosters bring in their animals, whether they're sick or just need routine care, we take care of all that. Surgery days, we do mainly spays and neuters. We do dogs, cats, and rabbits. We do some dental care, and occasionally we'll do other things like your foster kitten that needed the eye removed. We'll do that kind of stuff as well. No 2 days are the same.
Right.
You think you have your day planned out, and then something happens and your whole day changes, and you have to kind of go with the flow. And
Right. Because sometimes your fosters are going to call you and say,
yeah,
something happened to my foster and I'm going to have to slide in there.
Yep, right away. Yep, for
And get in there.
emergencies. Just yesterday, we had a cat that had some complications after surgery, and we needed to go back in and redo the surgery. Basically, she was bleeding internally, so some of our staff were at work for 2-3 hours after their regular quitting time because the cat needed it and they wanted to help, and the cat ended up doing well. And
Oh, great.
so you just never know what's going to happen.
Right. It's always like, how's
Yeah.
this say? Like tomorrow.
There's no routine day.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Like tomorrow, I'll be bringing 12.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And so
Goodness
they're going to
gracious.
need
Yep.
deworming. I know they need some vaccinations,
Vaccines.
check their eyes.
Everybody gets weighed. and
Yes.
we make sure that we have the right genders and microchips and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
They're all microchipped,
Good.
which I can't. They did them when they
I
were
know.
that little.
Yeah. They do really well, though.
I
think it's harder for us as people to put a needle into them than it is for them to have it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't watch. I can't.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
they were so tiny.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they're all microchipped and
Uh-huh.
stuff. And I'm like,
like,
oh, I'm glad you did
Yeah.
that before I got there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll be bringing them.
Yeah.
And so that'll be a
It'll be a whole
production. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
And-
assembly line.
Block out the day for that one,
Yeah.
huh, Doc?
Yeah. Well, and I'm kind of hoping that we can look at the mommy's ears.
Yeah,
They're a little cruddy. I'm not afraid of them, but
Yeah.
you guys could probably handle the moms a little better than
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
have, our cat care specialist, Jamie, at the shelter.
Who I
is
love.
Amazing. with
yes.
Spicy cats. So
She is
we've
very
got some
good.
really
Yeah.
good people that can help with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've come a long way.
Yeah.
The one I can hold it. I go about like 1 minute
Yeah.
and then I set her on my lap
Mhm.
and because I don't want her to be stressed out because
Right.
they're still feeding their babies.
Yeah.
So I give her the choice if she wants to stay on my lap.
Mhm.
But most of the time she doesn't want to
That's
stay on
all
my but we're to that point.
Yeah.
Every morning, every night,
Yeah.
every time I go in there, I try to do the same things.
And it's important that you're giving her a choice so she's not forced to do anything that she's scared of. Because forcing them to do something they don't want to do is going to make it worse. And
Makes
worse
it
and
worse.
So
Right.
You're giving her the choice that she can leave if she wants to, which
Right.
is great.
She could just hop off my
Yep.
lap or whatever because I sit on the floor
Yep.
with all my cats. Now, the other one, I'm trying to get to the point where my arms or hands don't scare to scoop her up, but we haven't got to that.
Yeah.
I've gotten to where I can just massage her down her
great.
sides,
Yeah.
down here,
Yeah.
a little bit here, but anything else,
Yeah.
she doesn't like it.
Yeah. And if
And-
they weren't ever exposed to that when they were little, they don't know that that is safe and that is okay. And it's hard for them to learn that. It takes time.
Right.
Yeah.
And I keep the room the same. I try to keep you got to clean.
Yep.
So I keep everything the same so she can get used to the lids popping and scooping
Yep.
and I use the same broom all the time
Yep.
and
Because change is stressful for them.
Repetition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's just
For
how
sure.
you train any animal.
it's like repetition of safety. Does that sound
Yeah.
crazy? Because
No, it's not. They have to learn that these things are not scary, that they're not going to hurt them because they don't usually come, animals like this don't usually come from a home, or they don't come from a home where they've gotten the love and attention and socialization that they need. So they do have to learn that this is not scary. This isn't going to hurt me. This is okay.
It's not domesticated
Yeah.
yeah.
from birth.
I
Yeah.
mean when I first started with the broom,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like right away she would attack the
Yeah.
broom. Now I try to take the broom out and I go slowly, even if I'm not sweeping. The point is getting her used to that motion.
And you have a mama, right? She's a mama.
She's the
So
mom.
she's also worried not about herself, but her
Babies at
Yeah.
the same
Protecting
time.
her.
Very protective.
Right. Yeah.
She doesn't know what that broom is.
Yeah.
She's just like, it's coming in
Yeah.
and it's on my turf.
Yeah.
My babies are here.
Yeah.
So
Right.
That's what I'm going to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I'm going to attack it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a learning curve for me. Every foster is different.
Absolutely.
Every animal that comes in, different personality, different, even from what they like to eat.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And you think you have it down and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this for this kitten. And it works for this kitten. And the next one, you're like, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And the kitten's like, no, I don't want to do that.
Right.
I don't want this kind of bottle. I don't want this. And then they're all different. You're right.
Or you go through 4 or 5 different kinds of cat food before
Yep.
they eat.
Yep.
Yeah. And these mamas are very spoiled.
Finicky.
I get them they get canned, dry, all that.
Yeah.
But then I also get them the really nice toppers
Oh yeah.
to go on top,
Yeah.
on top of their food.
Yeah.
I try not to do that because when they get adopted,
Yeah.
these people
Down
are
the
going
line,
to.
they're like, there's no filet mignon topper
Right.
on this.
Right. I'm not
What
eating
are you
for
doing?
these
Like freshly
people.
Right.
roasted chicken breast.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I try, but there's 10 babies in that room. So
a lot of babies.
they need a little.
They need a little extra food.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's a lot of little feet running through litter and. Yeah.
I love how you give. So we were talking about the options
Mhm.
of the cat had the
Yeah.
option, whereas my dog at home with Kaylee, my youngest, never has an option. It is him trying to squirm away, and she's like,
Mhm.
"No, you will stay and
Yeah.
love me. You
Yeah.
will love me and cuddle until I'm
Yeah.
ready." You know.
Yep.
But he is so far given up where he's
Yeah.
just like looks at me. He's like, "Help me," and he just loves. He loves
Yeah.
attention, is what it is.
Yeah.
But yes, but we've had him when he was saved when he was little,
Mm-hmm.
and so the girls in the house are a savior. They're they're sisters,
Yeah.
peers
Yeah.
to
Right.
him. So you don't even know. I know
Yeah.
we're talking about cats, but I can't compare.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But right, so that's kind of nice that you already know that
Mhm.
these animals are coming in your home, and not only that, as a squad, right?
This is a
Yeah.
squad. Yeah.
And they don't know what certain noises are, what certain
Mhm.
things are. So you're brilliant. You're brilliant for
Mhm.
keeping that repetitive motion.
Yep.
And then it's scheduled on a daily and how it is, and
Yep.
and cleaning, and then
Mhm.
more cleaning, and
Yep.
then let me guess, more cleaning.
Yeah. More cleaning.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens now? First of all, we're going to see Doc tomorrow,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
And so, how old do these kittens need to be before anything? Can they be fostered out now, or you're fostering them, but can they go now, or
No.
how does that work?
Yeah. So they, our animals have to be spayed or neutered before
Right.
we adopt them out. And we do that at usually at 8 weeks of age, as long as they're 2 pounds of body weight or more.
Gotcha.
Occasionally we'll do it a little bit younger or a little bit lighter weight. And in general practice, or people that own pets, a lot of times their vet will tell them to wait until they're 6 months old or older. But because part of our mission is to find animals home and prevent pet overpopulation, there's lots of research and experience that tell us pediatric spay and neuters, so when they're 8 weeks old, are very safe, and definitely can help prevent pet overpopulation. I mean, kittens can go into heat at 5 months of age and have multiple litters a year.
Oh.
Yes.
So usually when so these kittens, as long as they're healthy, when Nicole brings them in, they'll get their vaccines and their deworming and all that. And then when they are about 8 weeks of age, they'll get spayed and neutered. And then the next day they'll be ready to adopt as long as they're healthy.
So spay and neuter, what does that cost? How much more work does Nicole have to go out and earn enough money for this many cats?
Well, Nicole doesn't have to pay for these guys.
No, I don't have to pay for, I just pay
Yeah.
for their food.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so animals that are fostered through Anderson, you don't really have to pay for anything. We will provide food, if you need litter, if you need a leash for the puppy, we have all of that. Some people like Nicole and myself that are frequent fosters and are able to, we
Yes.
buy a lot of our own supplies, but we don't want people to feel that I can't afford this, so I can't foster. We will supply you with whatever you need, and we do all of the medical care until they're adopted.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of the cost of adopting an animal is the cost that it takes us to take care of them to get to that point where they can be adopted.
So outside of the world of fostering,
Yeah.
And adopting, the average Joe that has, let's say, 4 kids at home, but now has a little little pet of some
Yep.
kind, and they want to come to you, what would that cost them?
Yeah, so it depends on what all they're getting done. We do have vaccines, and we do have spays and neuters, and that depends on if it's a dog or a cat. And for dogs, it depends on how big they are. It depends if they're male or female, because the surgeries to sterilize them are very different. And so it takes some different amount of time. But we do have on our low-cost vet care page at our website for Anderson Humane, we do have our current prices for all of the preventative health care. So vaccines, the cost for surgeries. We also do rabbits. And you can scroll down on that page and find out what it costs. And we also do have some packages. So we try to keep things as affordable for folks as we can. And so you can kind of plan ahead and kind of know how much it is going to be to have your pet spayed or neutered and get some vaccines. And we can help people decide what vaccines their pet should have. Every dog or cat legally needs to have a rabies vaccine. But the rest of them, we can discuss, what's recommended, what you probably don't need, that sort of thing.
Well, this is fantastic. So as I'm reading here, and check it out, folks, ahconnects.org. That's ahconnects.org. Check out their whole website. And I want to say that was the program and pets tab, right, for the low cost scenario here on the veterinarian care. And I mean, we discussed in the green room a little bit just about dental stuff alone.
Yep.
These are fantastic prices. And just, out of curiosity, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
So the best way to get a hold of us is either through the website. So if anybody's interested in booking an appointment, we do have vaccine clinics every other Saturday where we do the low-cost vaccines and heartworm tests for dogs. And we also, our email should be on there. Email is the best way to get a hold of us because most of us are not sitting at a desk to answer a phone.
Right.
You're busy.
Yeah. So email addresses should be on there. The clinic is clinic@ahconnects.org, but we should have links on there for all of our programs. And as long as you get a hold of somebody through an email, they'll know who it belongs to.
That'd be low cost at ahconnects.org.
Yep.
And, let's just go ahead and grab that real quick, shall we?
Yep.
And we're going to pop that in a banner here for the screen.
Yeah, and that's the best way to get all of the information about what we offer and cost if it's not on the website. I will say that there is a huge need for low-cost vet services, so we get I would say 50 to 100
You're busy.
requests a day. So it takes us a couple days to get back to people, but we will get back to people. It just
Yeah.
takes us a little bit.
So why, with so many animals,
Mhm.
so many people struggling,
Yep.
I know why the need is,
Yeah.
but why isn't there more?
Well, right now in the veterinary profession, there is a shortage of veterinarians.
Okay.
So that's part of it. I think for a very long time, there was the perception that low cost equals low quality, which is absolutely not true.
Oh, right.
And so I think that people were afraid if they did low cost that they aren't going to be practicing good medicine, which is again 100% not true. I think it's hopefully less now, but people thought that if there were low cost veterinary services, it would take away their business from a regular general practice. But what studies have shown is that the people that are using services like ours for low cost vet care are people that otherwise would not be able to bring their pets to a vet at all. So we're not taking away clients from established veterinary practices. We're reaching people that have had no veterinary care. Their animals have had no veterinary care. And that otherwise, if it wasn't for us, they would not be able to get veterinary care anywhere. So people used to think that low cost might be competition for them, but that's not true. If people can afford it,
They're going to
then
go
they're
to the
gonna
vet.
go. Absolutely.
Right.
And so I think it's a combination of those factors. There are some low cost veterinary clinics that have in parts of the country that have been started in the past, I'm going to say 5-10 years, that prove that you can practice good medicine, you can have low prices, you can pay your staff well, and you can make that work. So it definitely is possible. But again, I think combination of perception of what it is, shortage of veterinarians, it makes it difficult.
Cult for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I work with my 3 pups food pantry.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we have a grant, we're taking all this data
Yeah.
and we want to help our clients
Yeah.
be able to afford stuff. So
Yep.
I'm taking on where I can get them the information,
Yeah.
get them the prices so that they
Yeah.
can plan. Let's say you're on a fixed income and,
Yep.
and next month, okay, I'm going to get my vaccination. I can
Yeah.
put that money aside.
And I do want to mention that at our low cost prices, if you are on any form of public assistance, SNAP, Medicaid, Medicare, whatever, if you just if you tell us you have that, if you just have a card or something that says, yes, you're getting this, we do offer further discounts as well.
Oh, that's really good to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I wonder if more places do that too. I should probably look at
I don't, you know what, the practices that I worked at, they
didn't. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know that a lot of places do that. Some places do a senior discount, but in a lot of places, obviously I can't speak for every practice, but
Right.
it's a flat rate. And there are some places that will offer sliding fee scale based on income.
Oh,
We don't do that, but we do have a grant. I'll mention the Milstein Foundation because they support us very much. But we, with that grant, we do have to keep our prices below a certain percentage of what the average price is around us. So our prices are already pretty low. But again, we do offer further discount if you're on any sort of public assistance.
that's really amazing. Okay, so rabies is going to be your number
Rabies-
one.
Rabies is number one because that is legally required. If, heaven forbid, your animal bit somebody and does not have a rabies vaccine, they may need to be impounded or quarantined at a veterinary office for 10 days at your cost. And
Yes.
that is not cheap.
No.
So absolutely get rabies vaccines done. Other vaccines for dogs, we always recommend what we call the distemper combo.
Yep.
Or DAPP, and that's got a couple different viruses in it. One of the important ones in there is parvovirus,
Yes.
which can live in the environment for a long time, and it can be devastating if a puppy gets it. So we recommend
It is terrible.
It's terrible.
I've fostered.
Yeah,
It's bad.
we recommend every dog gets that. We do offer a couple that aren't. Well, there's in the veterinary field, there's core vaccines that every animal should have that are recommended by this group called the American Animal Hospital Association, or AHA. And their core vaccines for dogs are rabies, distemper, and they added one last year called leptospirosis, which is a bacterial infection. We don't currently do that for our animals. I've seen one case of leptospirosis in our shelter animals in the past 3.5 years. That may change in the future, but if you look online, that's recommended as a core vaccine for dogs. Then there's lifestyle vaccines. So if your dog is going to go to grooming or boarding, they should have Bordetella or kennel cough vaccine. If they spend a lot of time in the woods, in addition to having flea and tick prevention, they should probably have Lyme vaccine. Yep. So there's a couple optional things like that. For cats, besides rabies, we recommend that every cat gets the feline distemper combo, or RCP, which protects against some of the respiratory infections they can get, and then something called panleukopenia, which is devastating in kittens if they get it. And then another vaccine that's available is the feline leukemia vaccine. And that's more of a lifestyle vaccine. If a cat lives with another cat that has leukemia, feline leukemia, it's not something we do for our shelter animals. I don't do it for my own pets, but it is available for people that feel their cat is at an increased risk for that.
I spend a lot of money at the vet.
Mhm.
I probably do the max.
Yeah.
Only because as a foster,
Yep.
I would feel horrible
Yeah.
if I wasn't maintaining
Mhm.
my own animals and
Yeah.
I'm bringing animals in.
Right.
And then I cause one of my babies to get
Because
sick.
if you take in babies, young animals, their immune systems aren't great. They're prone
Right.
to infections. Absolutely. My dog gets everything, partly because we travel a lot and he spends a lot of time outside.
Yes.
So it just kind of depends on the lifestyle that your animals lead. But for sure, every dog and cat, we recommend the rabies vaccine and the distemper vaccine.
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome. Amazing. Well, this has been packed with, I mean, I bet you we could talk for another
Oh,
week.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
an ongoing conversation.
Yeah, this
for
is like
sure.
an
Yeah.
intro.
There needs to be like
Yeah.
a 5-part.
You know what?
Yeah.
We might have to do this again and
Absolutely.
just keep adding to it. Because there's like so much stuff I want to
Yeah.
know. And I want people to know that there's help out there.
Yeah.
There's options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have to look.
Yep.
I might have to help you.
Yep.
Or
And if somebody contacts us, I mean, unfortunately, we're not set up to take care of, sick animals from the public, except for very rare circumstances. We just don't have the resources. We don't have the people.
right.
We don't have the space. If we cannot help you, we will do our best to give you resources to help you find someplace that can help you or find funding that can help you.
Put you in the right direction.
Yep, that's what we try to do. We wish we could help everybody and do more, but again, we're limited by people, space, time, all of that. And
Of
there's
course.
so much of a need. There's the need for affordable veterinary care and access to veterinary care far outweighs what's available right now. And hopefully that's changing in the profession kind of slowly, but
yeah, I mean, because you keyed in on a couple points that I never thought of. That it's the way people perceived it, and I was like, oh,
well, another thing too is you mentioned this for food bank is if people like, I don't have a vehicle to get there. Transportation's a huge issue.
Right.
If a lot of places, they're in a veterinary desert. They don't have, there's affordable care, but maybe it's an hour drive away and somebody doesn't have reliable transportation.
Right.
Or they don't have a carrier for their animal. These are all factors that people don't often think about. So it's not just, okay, maybe you saved up the $200 for the vet care, but you don't have a car to get there. And that's not helpful.
Right.
So there's all these other factors that make it harder for people to access veterinary care besides the cost.
right.
So there's all this other stuff as well.
Yeah. And I mean, that's why at first I wasn't really sure of my purpose doing this podcast, but I want to feature extraordinary people that do extraordinary things and also be a connection of resources.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't know how much stuff I've learned in the last
I learn
oh my
stuff
God.
every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't know you could get this
Yeah.
but people just don't know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's why I mean, if we could do a full circle and just keep adding a person and a
And
resource.
I will mention real quick, if anybody's not in the area, but they need to get their pet spayed or neutered, there is a good website called USA, United Spay Alliance, and they have a database, and you can put in your location and they will list the areas around you that offer affordable veterinary care, specifically for spay and neuter, but they may have other things as well. So that's a good free resource for people no matter where you're at in the country.
Oh, I'm going to need that because I'm going to be making the flyers.
Yeah.
What was that called?
It's USA, it's United Spay Alliance. I don't remember the exact website, but it's they're a really good organization, and they do a lot to promote spaying and neutering. But again, part of what they do is point people in the right direction for affordable spaying and neutering in their areas.
Maybe that'll help me because right now to find, Rockford, Belvedere, Poplar Grove, all that whole area.
Yeah.
When you Google that, it's really hard to
Narrow down. Yeah.
because you're just getting so many things.
Yeah.
Oh, is that it right there?
Yep, that's it. And they have lots of good information about why you should spay and neuter because I think another potential barrier to veterinary care, spay and neuter in particular, is culture and where people come from and what they've grown up with, because not every culture has been like ours where pets are members of the family.
Right.
And people don't always know that this is stuff that is available or this is what is recommended for your animals because they've never been in a situation where that was done.
Right.
And they don't know, well, why should I neuter my pet or why should I spay my pet?
Or I grew up on the farm and
Yeah.
my grandpa said, we just feed them and give them milk out of the cow trough and,
So this has a lot of great information about why you should spay and neuter, all that kind of stuff.
Well, right now we have to. There's just way too many animals.
Way too many. Yeah. And it's better than it used to be. And luckily, Anderson is what's called a no-kill shelter.
I know.
So we do not euthanize animals because we don't have space. We will euthanize animals if they are they're critically ill and we can't help them. So we will euthanize for medical reasons or severe behavioral issues if they're a danger to themselves or others. Luckily, that's rare. But there are many, many shelters in the country, particularly in the southern half of the United States, where they are overrun with dogs and cats, and they do still have to euthanize for reasons of space. So anything we can do to promote people getting their animals spayed and neutered is going to help with that.
Yes. How we doing, Drew?
Oh, yeah, we're doing good.
We're doing
Looks
good?
Like, we're getting close.
We're getting close. All
Yeah,
right. Tell me
yeah,
when we're
yeah.
close. Okay, we got all that.
So, realistically, folks, check it out. If you need to get a hold, if you're struggling, and I mean, this is what you do, correct, Doc?
Yep.
If you're struggling, if you have a great job and you're making money and your pets and you're reaching out to Doc, that's not the right person to reach out to. If you're struggling,
Yep.
You're gonna have to get on a list. Obviously, they're very busy, but don't hesitate to reach out. I mean, they're there to help,
Yep.
right? ahconnects.org, ahconnects.org, or you can email the low cost at ahconnects.org.
Yep.
And they'll be happy and I love the resource for unitedspayalliance.org. If you're not close or you're looking for something in your area that can also help you.
Yep.
And this reaches all the way down from neuter spay, dental, vaccines, all the things that keep your little ball of fuzz somewhat healthy.
Keep them healthy.
Yeah. Keep them healthy and the people around you and the other animals around you healthy. because
Absolutely.
When one gets sick, I mean,
Yep.
if anybody has children and sends them off to a school,
Yeah.
you know what that's like.
Right.
Little petri dish.
Petri dish,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Beta monkey is what I call them. And listen, Doc, I appreciate you coming in today.
Of course.
I don't know. Once upon a time, I met this woman at this little coffee vendor. But her name was Nicole. She talked about what she did, and she was selling coffee to raise money that goes towards saving animals. And I was instantly like, you need a show.
Yeah.
And I was terrified.
Yeah.
Terrified.
She was a deer
wow.
in headlights.
Oh no. But you did it anyway.
Yes.
But here
Yeah.
she is, right?
Yeah.
And making it aware for other people and bringing great guests like yourself to come in and making that aware to other people that might not know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so as we grow this monster and trying to save all the animals in the world, one animal at a time,
Right.
we come across guests such as yourself. So we know you're busy and that, you live where Santa lives, like 5 million miles away.
I know. I feel so.
Oh, don't feel bad. It's fine.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
green room, we had pizza. It was a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice.
You can
It
always
was.
bribe me with food.
You
Oh,
know.
all
Yeah.
right. Good. I know that.
I got to meet Auntie Carol.
Yeah.
Gave her some chocolates and some Laura Dunes. I don't know if you've ever had a Laura Dune.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty damn good. And now she's out in the green room again.
She's happy as a
She's
lark.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But other than that, I know you got some promotional stuff before we wrap it up here.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Let's talk about, well, my 3 pups, of course. That's the food pantry. If you need food, we are open every single Tuesday from 9 to 2. Come on down, get cat food, dog food. We also have a little affordable retail shop, and it's like $1 for a collar, $1 for a coat. And because now we pay rent, so we have to make sure that we keep the money going. We're going to be doing Ebola Palooza May 17th.
Yeah, give me a second on that one. I don't know where that went. Okay. Ballapalooza.
If not, I'll keep putting it up there until
I got you.
it's not till May, but if anybody, oh, there it is.
And boom.
And boom. Yep. So this is going to help us to pay for towards rent mostly. So they got a lot of cool prizes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, and I've been trying to post them as fast as they're getting them. So I want everybody to get, the recognition for helping us and supporting us. Plus that everybody who's coming can see what we're going to be giving away. And it's pretty spectacular. I'm like blown away that people are giving us this stuff. Yeah, it's
That's
nuts.
pretty hot. So
Yeah.
was this an event you put together?
No, Brandy did. She is the event coordinator for this. I am just a volunteer.
Okay.
I'm getting prizes and then, getting the word of mouth out there, printing stuff out, wherever I can, connect everything together.
So yeah, May 17th, folks. That's a Saturday. I mean, listen, what else do you want to do on a Saturday? Do some bowling, get in a raffle, and listen, I'm sure if you're a business out there and want to contribute some prizes, what would be the best way to do that, Nicole?
I don't have my
Is it
they
at
can
the-
contact me.
And where are we contacting you?
What does it say up on that paper? Well, I didn't practice this part. You just blew me away, Drew. What is it? That flyer has to say.
PawsCollective.com.
No, but I think Brandy's phone number and that is on the flyer.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, there it
Yeah.
is. Okay, so you're going to get a hold of Brandy at 815-543-1412. I like to throw little curveballs at Nicole once in a while. But listen, this is something that we should ask. If there's organizations out there that are willing to, if their way of helping is donating some prizes from what they do, by all means, reach out to Brandy, 815-443-1412.
Right.
And then if you are looking to have a great day and do some bowling, I don't know about you, I couldn't hit a pin with a shotgun, but I would go bowl. It's for a good cause. It sounds like a lot of fun. I know Nicole would make fun of me, so I would be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
50-50 raffle door prizes and a silent auction. So
Yep.
that sounds like a great time.
Yeah.
And that's going to be at, how do you pronounce that? Is that Concordia?
Yes. Yeah.
For my 3 pups.
Yes.
Awesome.
So then I want to do a shout out for Lisa
Oh, yeah.
for her pet expo.
Yeah.
She is full with vendors. And
Woo.
this is going to be so rocking. I am so happy for her. She has put so much work into this. And I can't wait to be a part of her show and meet all the vendors. Even though I'm going to be a vendor, I'm going to make Scott watch my booth so I can go around.
Is there any space for more vendors?
You would have to contact Lisa for that information. I mean, the last, she was at the Paws thing with me, and she was up, I think, almost to 80 vendors.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I know
That's hot.
it's
awesome.
a lot of work, and everything she is raising is going to Kibble's Corner Food Pantry.
Awesome.
So all that money that she is making, she is giving back to feeding the animals. And then we're going to have Wisconsin vendors, Illinois vendors. So it's a lot of connecting. So if you want to come for the day or see if there's any spots, come, bring your kids. There's gonna be face painting, kids corner, lizards and snakes and turtles and rescues, and
Listen, it's going to be a giant petting zoo. So
pretty
check it
much.
out. Pet Expo, March 15th, 2025. We're going to go 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And listen, check to see if there's more spaces. If you want a booth, 75 bones, people. $75. It'll include an 8-inch skirted table with 2 chairs, and 3 sidewalls and a booth signage. There's a little QR code. Go ahead and put your old pocket computer up to that. Turn on the camera, and go ahead and hit that. It'll bring it right to where you need to be. Feel free to ask if there's any space. Otherwise, go check it out and have a lot of fun. It sounds like a great time, actually. You can never go wrong bringing your family with kids and animals.
Right.
It's a great day,
Yeah.
So, proud of Lisa's Little Rescue for really.
I am so proud of her. Yeah.
And this is out there in the Rockford area. Is that
Yes.
right? Okay. Yep. That's going to be 305 South Mason Street in Rockford, Illinois. Gear up, pack up the family. That's going to be a great day. March 15th falls on what day?
Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
It's another Saturday of
Yeah.
fun, guys.
Yeah. Another Saturday of
What else
fun.
are you going to do on a
Do you know where I am every Saturday now?
Yeah.
Doing
Go find
something.
Nicole.
Yeah.
Go mention 216 Creator Studios to Nicole, and maybe you'll get a secret prize. How about that?
I got some really good things planned.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We got some cool stuff coming around, of course.
Yeah, we do. We do. I want to say one more thing too. The Paws Fur Ball was this weekend.
Okay, how'd that go?
It was amazing. We sold every single basket. The food was amazing. I just want to, doing this podcast and all the promoting I do this because I love the different organizations that I'm involved in. And I want people to know that we appreciate their donations, their time, their effort, and everything they do for us. I mean, I am a very softy person, so it might hit me a little bit harder.
Not you.
But I have to tell you this story. When we were in Blaine Fleet Farm today, Myra works there. Amazing lady. Told her what we were doing. And she goes, you know what? I'm going to go get some money. I'm going to grab a bag of cat food and I'm going to check out and it'll be waiting at the counter for you.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. I took her picture and I hugged her just because she wanted to be a part of helping us and what we do.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, she's amazing. So every day I meet someone who changes my life and the way I am through helping animals. Because there are a lot of generous people out there, a lot of good people.
There are.
And, and I've just been very blessed that I am flooded with these type of people in my life.
Well, you found your purpose, right?
Yeah.
Just as much as Dr. Rachel Kantola, she found her purpose.
Yeah.
You are meant to be part of this puzzle. There's no doubt in my mind. And listen, there's things that you do too, and you're always promoting others. So check it out, folks. Go buy a bag of coffee. Perks for pawscollective.com. Make sure you listen. It's coffee. How does that suck, right? You're gonna go buy coffee anyway. Let the money go towards a cause. Buy a cup for an animal.
Right.
Buy a bag.
I also have lots of other things on my website too.
Check it out. Check out the website. Also, if you're looking to support Nicole, her podcast, feel free to reach out to info. That's info at 216thenet.com. Ask us about our sponsorship packages. We are willing to, here at 216, obviously, we do this because we care just as much as Nicole does. A large portion of that goes towards her cause. So feel free to reach out to that sponsorship.
Try 100%.
Yeah. Well, right.
Large portion.
Towards the portion. Like I said, a large portion of that goes towards her cause. Oh, Nicole, I love you. But yes, we haven't really promoted sponsorships for the show, and you're doing such a great job. And I'm going to give you whatever it is you need for your website to put up there. And if they click and they sponsor, and then we give them big thank yous for it on the show. I mean, that's,
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? And we're promoting their businesses just the same.
exactly.
So it's well worth it.
And they're busy too. It can just be a different way that they can help the cause.
Absolutely.
They don't have time to come to events and give prizes, and they can just be a sponsorship, and we feature them.
I love the ones that always want to give, but they don't want recognition for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also am the one that I love giving recognition, even if they don't like it, because they deserve it.
That's why I do it, because they need to know. I want them to know that what they're doing is making a difference.
Absolutely.
And because we see the difference in the animals and that. We're the ones that take care of them.
We couldn't do it without people helping us.
Right. That's the
true.
big key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, I unless you have any other questions for Dr. Rachel, I'm sure she would like to take the 1,000-hour drive home.
Right. No, all I want to say is one, spay and neuter.
Yep.
That's my number one. I feel like Bob
Absolutely.
Barker when I'm saying that,
Yep.
but it really is important. We need to control the pet population.
Absolutely.
And I just want to thank you
it's my
for
pleasure.
coming and sharing. And I
Absolutely.
know you have so much more information, but we only have an hour.
That's okay. I'll come back.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay. Because I really think there's a lot more stuff we can
Absolutely.
probably.
And I think, the more the information that we can share with people, and if people can't afford financially to help with the rescue movement, spread the information.
Yeah.
Just direct
Right.
people, share the podcast with people,
And the website and the
websites
events.
and all that stuff. Share those and pass those along to people that might be interested, because word of mouth is huge in the rescue community. I
Yes.
think. And so even if you don't have time or money or goods to donate, just sharing the information is really
Right.
important.
All you got to do is press that button. Boom.
right.
Absolutely.
And you don't know what a big difference you made.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By connecting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but okay.
Awesome. Well, hey, listen, until next time, always spay, always neuter.
Yes.
And can we say that about people too? That would be
I
awesome.
wish.
Well, I'm only in it for the animals. So,
No, I know. Hey, listen, folks, don't forget to go to our YouTube channel there, 216 Creator Studios, and that live tab. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Ding that bell for the future notifications. We appreciate you.